Welcome to the Creation Evaluation Station. Today we will be evaluating this. The Lego Monkie Kid set. It is the white dragon horse motorcycle. But before I get into that, I would like to say thank you to all my subscribers out there. It's not a large millstone, but we have reached 20 subscribers. So I thank you for your support, and if anybody hasn't subscribed, you know what to do. Anyways, on with the show. So yes, we have this. This is from the very first wave of Monkie Kid set. It's actually the first one I got. It's also the cheapest one. And how cheap was it? $34.99. So yes, it's kind of on the expensive side for being the cheapest set. There was no $20 set. There was definitely no $10 set. This is, well, I don't know if it's a problem. It's just, it's disappointing there's nothing cheaper in this line. Now, I've already done the White Dragon Horse Jet, and this is the White Dragon Horse bike, and I must say I really like the aesthetic of the this character and her vehicles. The dragon themed vehicles are really cool. I'm hoping someday in the line they might come out with, she'll have it actually white dragon, probably a jadish dragon, probably mixed with white and green. It would look pretty cool, I would think. But that's that. The stats on the set, besides the price I already gave, but I'll say that again. It's a 6+ set. The number is 80006. Very interesting number. Has 259 pieces, and like I said, it resales for $34.99 on the Lego website. And they actually still have this, so you can get your hands on it. I thought the first wave would have been done by now, considering they're up to wave 3. But, yeah. Anyways, this looks really cool. I mean, it doesn't look, it's not as big. And for a bike, it looks pretty cool, but it's not quite as amazing as the Jet. But we're going to check it out nonetheless. It looks like a fun set. Some other cool side builds in here. I was totally flabbergasted by the other side builds. So yeah. And just for future reference with the Monkie Kid stuff, I will be doing them as they were released. I know the very first set was technically the second wave. Whatever. I'm just going to do it by the waves that came out from now on. Just because. I was really excited for that set. That's one reason why I put that together and did that one. And reminder, there are timestamps down below, so you can skip to your favorite part. You know, you may not be interested in the figures, you know, don't care about the parts, or maybe you want to see what parts are in this set. You can skip around and see it, or you can, you know, just watch chunks at a time and watch the rest another time when you have more time. I know the videos can be long, but there's a lot I like to cover. These are in-depth reviews. So, yep, on with the show. We have the contents of the box here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, it is a 3. There it is. Doesn't like to show very well. But more bags than I thought I was going to get in this. First bag doesn't seem like it has much. And not only did I get more bags than I expected, I got more instruction booklets. Actually, it comes with 2 instruction booklets. And as you can see, they're badly bent, so it's going to be fun fighting with them while I put it together. And 1 sticker sheet, which is also a little bit bent, but not creased, so should be fine. A lot of stickers on there. Fancy stickers, too. So let's get to it. Here's our cast of characters. Some great looking figures here. We have May, kind of the centerpiece since it's her vehicle. And we have Kid, since he's the centerpiece of the whole line. And 2 of the bull warriors. They don't have names that I know of. I call one Crooked Horn because the instructions have one of his horns going the opposite way. But they probably have there's like no printing on their legs, so they have the worst printing, although their chest printing isn't bad at all. May's got her hairpiece with her too as well, so if you remove her helmet, you can put that on there. Now that helmet, I don't think it's a new piece. It looks familiar. I just can't place where it's from. But yeah, it's a pretty nice looking helmet with the print job on there as well. So let's just take off all their gear. We got them stripped down there, and you can see May here with her hairpiece on now. And it looks good. Just gonna take it off for the rest of it, but you get to see that as well. Now the two warriors, yeah, that is what their heads looks like, just a glowing orange ball. Are the two bull warriors. They have basically the same torso. I mean, they have the same torso, there's no basically about it. Now the other two, May and Kid, really great printing on them. Kid is absolutely amazing, the detail. Now if his shirt underneath is supposed to be white, it's not very white enough. Opaque, it's coming through there. But other than that, I mean, that is probably the most detailed leg piece I've seen. And his toes are printed. Now he is dual molded, but even still, without the dual molding, look at the side. There's printing on the side. It's red stripes. Even got his like soles in there. Nothing on the back, but that is probably the most leg printing I've seen. Now May is not too bad either. Her legs, it doesn't have quite as much on it, but I really like how they continue the dragon scales right down into the leg pieces. Now let's flip it over and check out the backs. See their other faces. And as you see, the bull warriors don't have anything different with the backs. Well, you could say they do have double faces because their front face is the same as their back face. But we do have second faces for both Kid and May. And the backs of their torsos are really nice. Love the Monkey Kid emblem there on the back of Kid's, and May still has the dragon wrapping around her, and there's its tail. It's pretty cool. Here we have everything together. So essentially just 3 builds, although the base kind of is broken down into 3 parts, but we will look at these all individually. Together they look very fun. Looks like a fun scene we got going on here. But let's zoom in and take a closer look at each one. Now we've got Monkey Kid's hoverboard thing, I guess. It looks pretty neat. I mean, it also looks like a drone, but I think oh, and it does have printed pieces on here, something I didn't notice when I was doing the parts, because it's very dark, and it's a very dark color. But you know, when you get the set put together, it does look nice and look like they actually have rotors going on there. I think it's a little silly putting the board on there, and they've had hoverboards using that board piece that were much smaller. Like, I would have just not used the board and he could just like fly on the thing, but I see what they were going for with it. And for a small side build, it's nice. I really like the those gold extended lightsaber pieces. Very nice. Here we have the little bad guy base crossroad area thing. I'm guessing this is probably something that goes along. I know they have a big base, and you could probably put this along the front of it, prevent people from getting in. Now, I suppose it has a bit of a feature, because like that's when it's open, that's when it's closed, and you can't get through. I would have liked something a little bit more, probably a little bit more movement, where the thing's laid down and then popped up, so that, surprise, this doesn't look that much of a surprise. I mean, if you're going full blast, yeah, you might end up crashing into it, but just this, oh, it's hanging up and then coming down, you can sort of see it. Yeah, it's okay. I mean, for a roadblock, I guess it works. It just could use a little bit different functionality there. And this is a rotating turret, and it's got stud shooters on both sides, so fend off wannabe entrance people. And this over here, I thought was, you know, like a guard room. You know, like you see at checkpoints and border patrol or whatever. You know, you got this basic kind of setup where you got to drive through a certain area, and there's things on both sides, and usually one side's there's a small little tiny building for somebody to hang out in, and you know, just stay out of the weather or whatever, rest in while they're switching different guard duties or whatever. But no, that's not actually what's here. That's what I assumed it to be, and just looking at it, that's what it is. But let's flip it around. Think. No, that is a jail door, and there's even a skull laying inside of it. This is not. This is a jail cell. They actually catch some, they throw them in there, and maybe transport them if they are still alive when they get done. But yeah, that was a bit of a surprise to me. I do like the use of this. I mean, it looks like an armored SWAT something or other piece right here with a small slit there. It makes sense for guarding a patrol. You'd have some heavy armor in the front of it. But it's actually a jail cell. Now, these are connected by two prongs, or two pegs there, and holes on the other side. And so you could rearrange this to some extent, although the way it's designed, there's not a lot you could do with it. But if you wanted these off to the side, just separate pieces, you could always just do that. Double pins do hold pretty good. These aren't going to fall apart. But yeah, so you could treat it as three separate things if you want. I'm not overly thrilled with this as a side build. I mean, it does make sense with the vehicle. I just think this could have been done a little bit differently and a little bit more creatively. Other than that, you know, it's okay. It's what it is. I do like the build here for the flags. And yes, those are supposed to be flags. I don't have the stickers on like I usually don't. I might put those on though, just because it just gives it more of a realistic feel to it. But that's the bad guy side of things. Let's look at their main vehicle now. Although, I almost think there's more parts here than with the main vehicle, but that's debatable. But moving on. Here it is, the main vehicle. And I gotta say, I really like it. It feels like, you know, they've designed it to make it look like a horse. It looks like a horse. You can even move its head a little bit if you need to feel like it's alive more. And the color scheme is great. I always like this character's vehicles and their color scheme. I'm not quite sure what the function is supposed to be for it, because these open up like this. Now, is that supposed to be able to fly like that? I mean, I think it would look a little bit better like that, but I'm not really sure. I haven't seen the show. That might be give me a little bit more. I think it just looks better as a motorcycle. You know, folded, closed up like this. Now there's a stud shooter here, and another one on the other side. They are posable this way, although I don't think there's really much function in that, giving them much range. I think it's just designed so that it'll bend down and sit flush with that part below. And this is really great. There's a place to put her weapon right there. It's a little arm thing. Now there's an extra one of these arms in the set, and they don't show to put it on here. They only show the one arm, but they have a spot you could put it. So you could put it there and put something else, other kind of weapon or something here. But this is great. More sets need things like this. Places to put their weapons when they're not using them. Now this motorcycle uses the lay down position practically, and she fits in there really snug. Once you get her hands in the right position and clipped onto this, you slide this down in place and she sits in there firmly. She is not going to fall out. Now, as a motorcycle, it looks great and it rolls great. Look at this. Beautiful. Rolls a little bit too good. I have to hold it, or you can lay it on one side like this to keep it from rolling, because it rolls really well. There is one thing though, is this back piece here, back bumper, whatever you want to call it, is on a hinge, and if it gets too close, it will rub against the tire, which will slow you down, obviously, but it'll also damage both the tire and the thing. So you just make sure that's up a little bit, and you'll be good to go. Motorized horse. Love the you know, concept of motorcycles being metal horses, and here we have one that really looks like it. But yeah, it's a great looking motorcycle. It's not really a very complicated build how they did it. Like, there's really nothing to say about technique. I mean, they use a couple hinges to get the appropriate angles, but it's nice. You got some I don't even know what they're on there for, these domes, reverse domes, because that never touches the ground. These wheels are thick too, so it stands straight up. Oh, there, good. It's not going to roll. But yeah, it stands up on the two wheels without a problem, since they're really wide wheels. And the rest of the motorcycle is fairly balanced, so you don't have to worry about that. Welcome back to the desk. We're here. Give this its final grade. So, let's start at the beginning with appearance. Okay, motorcycle looks great. This thing, yeah, can't quite see it there. Monkey Kid's vehicle, it's meh. Looks meh. Like, I don't know, could have been done differently. Seems like it almost has excess amount of pieces, but this thing, it looks okay. Nothing amazing, but it looks okay. Flames things, I don't know if they're supposed to be flames or if they're just supposed to be more of these axes, but they look cool. The action here, like I said, doesn't look the greatest, but that's not appearance. This one, when it opens up, looks It looks fine like this, but when you start opening up the front, it's like you're breaking your aerodynamics, which, yes, are important in vehicles as well. But it's still decent looking, and the design with the the weapons and everything they did, it's simple but very effective, and it looks great overall. So I think it's not going to get like a perfect score because it doesn't balance out, but appearance is going to be getting an 8. I think that's reasonable. Function. This thing rolls really great. Strut shooters work fine. The fact that there's a place to put her weapon, great. That's a function things need to have more of. The things popping out, like I said, I don't understand why. They work great, I guess. Like, if they're supposed to be wings, they should be, I don't know, different angle. Like, they should go up like this, not out to the side. And then the front ones don't make any sense to me at all, unless they're supposed to be brakes. Function over here with this thing, like the gate going up and down, I think this could have been done differently. So it's probably my least favorite thing about this set. Other than that, you know, you got a turret, spins around pretty good. It's a loose spin, it's not a clicky, but that's fine. It's quick movements, all you really need. Function is going to get an 8. It's like, this is a play set, so there's some of it's better than other parts of it. Oh, I forgot to mention this guy, but, you know, it's a flying vehicle. It looks like a flying vehicle. Works fine. No moving parts really on it. It's good what it does. Fun. Fun, there's a lot here, because this is definitely kind of a play set type thing. You got a scenario, a roadblock, or maybe this is even part of a bigger facility or whatever, but you're trying to get through the front gate. Got a motorcycle. This guy actually probably won't have any problem. He just flies over, but there's a lot of fun here, and we have a good balance between good guys and bad guys. We got 2 of each. And now vehicles, there's technically 2 of these, and only this turret, if you call that a vehicle. But I think it's still fairly balanced. This is, you know, a fixed position, a base type of thing, which gives them a bit of advantage over the vehicles and stuff. So it's good balance, good fun. You know, you got stud shooters on both sides, so they're gonna be firing back at each other. You got 2 kids. This is an excellent set for 2 of them. You have 1 man one side, 1 man the other. So fun is definitely going to get a 9. Fun's getting a 9. Now next, regarding technique, there's nothing amazing here. Like, even though this thing looks really good, it's fairly simply built. You know, use some hinges to make some of the angled pieces and stuff, and the technique here for the flame things is simple. It could be more complicated, and more could have been done with that. So, you know, that's probably, as I said, this is the worst part that I dislike the most about this set, is this barrier thing here that could have been, I don't know, done a little bit differently, I think. But other than that, you got this, that works fine. There's nothing amazing technique-wise there, but overall, it's going to be getting an 8. Also, it's a fairly, mediocre thing. So that added up, divided by 4, gives it an 8.25. Well, we're rounding that up to 8.5. That's a decent score. Like, it's a very mediocre set, I think. I mean, I really like the motorcycle, and the motorcycle looks good. It's got a good design to it, but overall, it's pretty mediocre set. So an 8.5, that's probably about right for it. Now, here comes the bad news. Price. At $34.99, almost $35. This comes to a whopping 13 cents per piece. That's a lot. I kind of figured the prices off just by looking at it. There's a bit here, but there's nothing big here. Like $25, just looking at it, there looks like there's $25 here. And 13 cents is, way over the standard of 10 cents. So unfortunately, it's going to be getting a pass. It could be worse, but the thing is, there is some things driving up the price here, but I don't feel like there's enough of it to drive it up that much. There's a large plate here with a ramp. This this building here has a very large piece, and then you have the wheels, which I'm coming to the conclusion rubber actually raises the price up a bit on these sets. I'm not sure why, but I believe it does. And then the tires are on the larger side as well, the actual wheel hub. But it's not worth jacking up the price by an extra $10. Give them $5, and as I said, I sat down and took $5 off, and it came, did the math, and it came down to 11 cents, which is still a little on the higher side, but not that bad. And at $30, that's a little bit better price, taking in consideration the larger pieces here. But the amount of play vehicles, 25, 25, 20 probably would be really good. 25 would be perfect, but 30's not bad at all. 35, that's rough. So it, like I said, it's getting a just a pass, barely making it. So that brings our total grade up to an 8.5 P. That's very mediocre set. Now, regarding the price, this was the lowest priced Monkey Kid set of the very first wave. And $35 is expensive for a low price set. I'm not sure why, and it's actually a weird price range too. $35 price point. It's kind of odd, but I have a feeling, because these were made for more designed for China, because they have social reasons or whatever. They're not friends with Japan, and Ninjago has a lot of Japanese influence, so they created this line for that. I really love the line, and they did really great job creating it, but That's why they created it. It's for the Chinese market. But you can get them through the Lego company, through online store or any of their stores. And I think they jacked up the price on these. At least the first. Now, this is the first one I've done from the first wave. I did the White Dragon Jet. That price was, I believe, fine. Let me double check. I've got it here in my notes. This was the very first set I did. Yeah, it got a good price. I think they lowered the price to the American audience when they realized that they were going to be selling fairly well, and maybe they're selling well over in China too. So they lowered the price they had the price higher to make up the cost for making special items. There's probably special packaging that they use for the US ones. I'm not sure, because probably, I don't think there's any like Chinese language on it, so there's probably something like that going on. And I do have some more of the first wave, and we're going to be checking them out and the prices as well. But yeah, the second wave set that I did, price was just fine. But this, I think there were reasons for it. Now, why they can't drop the price now, I don't know. This set is still available online, which is surprising considering they're on their third wave. I don't know what else from the first wave still is still available, but yeah, that's pretty much it for this set. If you liked the video, and then please hit that like button, and of course share it with others with similar interests, and a comment down below. Any comments will be welcome. If you like this set, or if you don't like this, tell me what you think of it, and Monkey Kid in general, and or just say anything, say hi. It'll help the video, help the channel. So that's it from me here at the Creation Evaluation Station, and just reminding you that creativity is key. Here it's the leftover pieces. Nothing too amazing. A lot of little 1x1s and dots, and a lot of really small kibble pieces. Nothing weapon-wise. I mean, there is one leftover bar, wand, whatever you want to call it. And then there's this, like, arm piece here. You might not want to leave this left over. You might want to put it on the opposite side of where the other one goes, because they're used to hold weapons, and there's a place to put it. But that's that's up to you. As far as the instruction concerns, this is an extra piece. This is a really nice extra piece here. It is a headphones that go around Monkey Kid's neck and can be used for whatever figure you want to have headphones sitting around it. And yes, over here we have a brick separator. Nothing surprising there, but there is one. Here is the first bag. As I said, there's not a lot of parts, and it looks like they might have put each side build in their own separate bag, which is why they did that. There is a brick separator in this bag, and there's some of these pieces. Now, they remind me a bit of the lightsaber piece, but it definitely has a different end. And also interesting, there's one with a slightly different color, which you don't usually see that. You usually puts different colors in different bags, even if it's the same type of piece. Got a red one, a lot of little clear dots. I don't know if that's for a shooter. See one here. There's these little purple supposed to be horns for the bad guy's helmet. But those could be some, I mean, it's not a handy color to have, but those are some interesting pieces that could be used for different things. And there's these. This I was totally not expecting. Now those are like shiny gold extended lightsaber pieces. And while we're on the weapons, we have this trans orange deadly looking weapon. And that's really cool in that color. And we have two characters. One's one of the bold bad guys, and we have the Monkey Kid. And he comes with two of the headphone pieces that wrap around his neck. Obviously one's double, which is nice to have. But not much in that one, but there's some good parts. Oh, yes, and then there's the snowboard piece. On to bag 2 here. This one might have a few more pieces, just bigger pieces than the last one. Still not a lot. That really bright green piece. Mostly white pieces. Mostly white pieces. Get some black brackets there. I've got a separate bag with smaller pieces in it. Some translucent green tiles. Some green cheese wedges. We have this awesome white dragon hilt and sword. And we have our main character for this set anyways. It's her motorcycle. I can't remember her name, and the box is sitting right next to me. And for some reason it's not on there either. Really like her helmet there. Looks really cool. And she comes with her hairpiece as well, which is very nice. But that's pretty much it for that bag. The third bag. Not a lot in this one either. A lot of big parts though, including these very green tire hubs. Along with the tire hubs, we have the tires as well. Some of these pieces, some of these. A lot of cool pieces in here. And onto the smaller ones. These are in their own separate bag. A lot of little dots. There are stud shooters in this one, so those are probably, at least some of those are stud shooters. Or studs for the stud shooter. That's it. It's not a lot here. Alright, you have the last bag here. A lot of large pieces and a lot more pieces in here, I think, than some of the other ones. But yeah, there's a piece that looks like it belongs to the streets. It's in black. There's a doorway. There's that thing. Jail door probably goes with the other door. That's a definitely interesting piece. Like a giant SWAT shield or something. We got a turntable, an older turntable type thing. Lots of black, purple, dark colors. They got 3 more of these transparent orange blade things. It'd be awesome if there's some extras, but I don't think so. There's another bull bad guy. And more horns. There's gray ones in this one. There's also purple. I don't think the purple probably go to the actual figure. The gray ones go, but at least he got some gray in there. We have the extra long lightsaber hilts, some gears, got some nice printed caution panel tiles. Bunch of these shaped pieces. purple flag type things. But last bag, it's got a lot of stuff in it. Not more to build than this one.